How's it going? I'm here to review Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Looney Tunes back in action. Ready Player One. No, wait a minute. That's not right. Let me see. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Yep, they made a movie. Who was asking for this? I have no idea. And if they were really asking for a continuation of the Disney afternoon cartoon series. But instead we get a movie likened to Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Cartoons and humans live together, and yeah, it was interesting. I'll say that much. But yes, I'm here to review it. I did talk about it on a short I did with the trailer that they showed off. That trailer did not help it one bit, and I don't take back what I said. It didn't look good. But I gave it a shot because I want to be honest and fair. Because if I'm going to hate something, I want to see it for sure. And do I hate this movie? Do I love this movie? It's complicated. It's very, well, I guess it's best to just get into the review. Let me give you a quick idea what this movie is about before I, get into it. So, it follows Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Well, not exactly. In this world, like I said, cartoons and humans live together, and Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers was actually a TV show also, but it was played by them. Things happened, a fallout between Chip and Dale, and the show got canceled. And now it's been years later, and they're trying to make a comeback. Well, Dale is trying to make a comeback, as Chip is just trying to live his life, but certain things start happening. One of their best friends, Monterey Jack, one of the characters from the original series, ends up getting in deep trouble to the point that the, cartoon mafia, practically, he owes them a lot of money, and they're trying to figure out what happened to him. And yeah, that's really the entire plot of the movie. It's not really that deep. They're just trying to figure out exactly what's happening as they're trying to mend their old relationship, because deep down, they do care about each other, but, stuff like that does happen in real life. What I don't get is, why didn't they just make a bonkers movie? This is practically what the premise is. The whole cartoons and humans living together, cartoon character, bonkers, ends up becoming a cop and he helps solve crimes and all that stuff. This is, it kind of writes itself. But instead they went with Chip and Dale. I can see why. They're a lot more popular, first of all. So, yeah. I don't know if it works for them. It's not a bad premise. No. Because I like this premise. I always love the idea of humans and cartoons living together. But this movie, I don't know if it's just me being cynical, but it feels hollow. A bit corporatized, and it doesn't land well. With that said, I do like some of the ideas in this movie, like the dark market, the cartoon dark market, where they sell off cartoon body parts and make off-brand, the cheap knockoff animated movies you see at Walmart. Those ideas are pretty cool. They also have Muppet fighting. Yeah, just like cockfighting, they have Muppet fighting. That's cool. I want to see more of that, but we don't. Yep, we don't. They talk about it, they skim through it, and they just kind of bring it up a bit, and they move on. This movie is way too sanitized for being an adult movie. You would think that it's a kid's movie, but it's not, because there is a lot of adult humor. And I don't mean innuendos or anything like that. I mean like literal jokes that only adults and nerds will understand. Every single time this movie tries to show any fangs or, push the boundaries, it gets reeled back in. And that's Disney. Yeah, he's always watching, that mouse. There is a lot of jokes in this movie, and most of them, if not all, don't land. They have, that problem you have in comedies where either the joke lasts too long or it's just too short, or that there's no joke whatsoever. Well, this movie has all three of those jokes. Yes, multiple times. But there is a few of them that I like. Just a lot more misses than hits. And, well, I give them props for the fact that they don't last. Well, they're moving on to the next joke. So you don't have to worry too much. But still, they're there. And yeah. Luckily enough, the characters do. Well, you like the characters. They do push the movie along. And I'll give them that. It doesn't want to. Well, a lot of reboots, remakes, or reimagining movies nowadays just crap all over the original IP. Looking at you, Halo. Yep, that's the newest one to the fire. But yes, and I'm happy to say this one doesn't really do that. That was one of the problems or one of the things I was hoping they wouldn't do, and that most movies nowadays do, and this one doesn't. They actually, I'll give them points. It has heart, and they do want to respect the source material the best they can. I don't know what this movie is trying to be. Is it a Chip and Dale movie? Is it a Robot Chicken sketch? Is it a adult movie? A kids movie? A noir? Member Berries? The movie? I don't know. This movie has a serious case of bipolar issues and it doesn't know what to pick. There's a lot of references. Like a lot of references. And honestly, you could make a video about it. And someone already did. Crap. Well, there's my chance of milking the algorithm. Well, maybe next time. But yes, I want to say this movie will probably be remembered more by the references. Like, a lot of the references. Like, every single reference. Like, if you could think of a reference that this modern day pop culture reference of cartoons or animated movies or cartoon series, you would probably see it in this movie. And well, if I was younger, I would say that's pretty cool. But I'm cynical and a bit jaded nowadays. And this is Disney we are talking about, so I cannot take this seriously. Oh, well, seriously is not a good word for it. I can't have fun with this. There we go. And I don't know if it's just me. But yes. A few other jokes. Well, not jokes, but more like real life references they decide to put into this movie is the Peter Pan syndrome. Well, you see, Peter Pan is the main villain of this movie. And you find out little by little he actually grew up. And Disney drew him off to drew him to the side. They didn't want to work with him anymore because he got old. The thing is, when you learn more about that story is true. That happened to the original Peter Pan voice actor. Once he got old, Disney just pushed him off to the side and never thought of him again. And, well, it's not a, well, damn, sorry. He doesn't have a happy ending. Yeah. Look it up on YouTube whenever you got the chance. It's a very sad story. With them making it pretty much the premise, the villain premise of this movie, it's kind of on the nose. No, wait a minute. More like a atomic bomb on the nose. And it being a Disney movie leaves a bad taste in your mouth. That's what it does. I don't know if that's what the writers were going for, because it is a pretty interesting idea for a villain. But yeah, maybe they should have rethought that just a little bit. What else is there to this movie? Huh. Let me check my notes. I did make notes because I'm trying to become a better reviewer here. And here's a few nitpicks I have. The voice acting is okay. It's not bad. They do a good job, but I was never against the whole, movie stars voicing cartoon characters when they, it becomes a movie. But I'm kind of getting tired of it, and these voices for Chip and Dale just don't work. They do have some subtle nods to their original voice actors, and it's not bad. It's a nice way to do it. They could have done it really badly, but they didn't. A lot of melodrama. Ugh, yeah, I really don't need it. Again, the story is just so by the book. The black female cop that you see that helps Chip and Dale, she's there. Yeah, That's about it. I don't really care for her. She's alright of a character. It could have been worse. Oh, here's another nitpick. It seems like everything in this movie is CGI. I mean, like everything. From the Muppets to the claymation to the 2D. If you see the trailer, it's just all CGI. And it's not bad. There is actually pretty decent CGI in this movie. Like I would say the claymation is actually pretty nice looking, but I don't know. I kind of miss it being certain ways, but I get it because there's so many different art styles and things. I think that's the other nitpick I have. Look, I'm gonna go a little bit into the whole how does this world work because they don't talk about it, and I'm sure they didn't want people to think about it. But come on, after a while, you gotta admit, like, how does this work again? Because apparently there's 2D, CGI, Muppets are real, like they live and breathe. I don't get it. But I guess it's best not to think too hard about it because it's not gonna make any damn sense. Yeah. Another nitpick I have is why does every nerdy type of movie nowadays have a convention going on or have a convention as the main plot of the movie or one of the parts in the movie? It's kind of like having D&D in every single thing nowadays. It's just kind of annoying after a while. At first it was like, cool, they're representing us. Cool, they're showing more love. And now it's just like, you could stop now. You don't have to keep going. You could stop. Please stop. Oh God, please stop. I think that's about it though. Besides my nitpicks, I won't think much of those because they're just nitpicks really. Oh yeah, Seth Rogen. Ugh, Seth Rogen. Why is he in this? Why is he in every single animated movie nowadays? That's another one. Ugh. Maybe I should stop before I just keep nitpicking this. But yeah, as I said before in the beginning of my review, I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's a movie. And they do a decent job to, respect the fans. But at the same time, why didn't they just make a, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers movie? Like, continue the series. Just start off where they left off. That's all you needed to do. That's what most people wanted in the beginning. Huh. Yeah. Well, here's my rating. It's a 3. A 3 out of 5. Very average. Very, very average. Probably a low 3. If anything, high 2 to a low 3. Take your pick. Do I recommend it? Not really. I wouldn't really recommend this movie. I say just go watch Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Looney Tunes Back in Action because you'll probably get what you want from this movie from those two better movies. And yeah. But if you did watch it, with friends or family, you wouldn't hate it. But as I said, this movie is going to be mainly remembered by the references. That's really about it. Oh, and Ugly Sonic. Ugh, Ugly Sonic. Yeah, he became somewhat of a side character in this movie. So, hey, there's a redemption arc. I don't know why, but okay. At the end of the day, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, the movie, is average. It wants to be a modern day Who Framed Roger Rabbit. But the thing is, it doesn't have any of the charm or grit. It does have a lot of the references and crossovers, so I'll give it that. They were able to pull that off, so hey, kudos to you. It has some good things in it. It also has some rather things in it. The premise is interesting enough that it could work in a better movie, and I think that's kind of pisses me off a little bit. Well, it doesn't piss me off. It kind of just makes me a little angry. No, that's not a good word for it. A little sad because these premises could work in a better movie. This ain't it. Oh yeah, one last thing. They kind of did the gadget fandom dirty. It's more of a joke, I see it, but in this movie, Zipper and Gadget end up together, and they have mutant fly mice babies. Yep, it's like something out of The Fly. Oh man. Don't look it up. And by don't look it up, I mean don't look up the Gadget fandom or the fly mice babies. Ugh. Okay, that's it. I'm done. Until next time. See ya.